Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55. It's the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Murovanka, and it's under the command of Warthog DK of the Fun F Clan. And he's got the bounty rammer, improved vents, and the... is that the turbo device? Don't get me on these new ones. They're not listed in the directory, so I can't learn them that way. But yes, okay, so he's got the improved speed on this vehicle. His top speed is now over 50. As you can see, he's actually getting up to 60 kilometers an hour. And this thing is only supposed to do 56.3. Actually, it's 63 kilometers an hour he's getting. Mind you, it is going downhill a little. Okay, this is the 8-inch howitzer, which makes this the M55, and he's got a 8-inch howitzer, 203 millimeters in caliber, and it's capable of doing 900 alpha. Now, he fired blind there, but that probably did get near that 268 version 4. Or was it the M60 he was after? The standard reload is 40.27 seconds, and Warthog has got a reload time, by the book, 34.2. So, yes, he has knocked 6 seconds off his reload. Looking for a target. Found one. It's probably not the best target for him to go for. Rounds out the Type 71. Well, he's stunned 2. And he did get 369 off the Type 71, but he's not going to get much stun assist because the tanks he struck and stunned were in the back. Ideally, you want to strike enemy tanks that are in sight of your teammates and that your teammates are going to be shooting at. If they see a stunned colleague, they're going to, or a stunned tank rather, they're going to do something about it. And he'll be less able to pull back out of fire. Now, he did that at the right one, but he didn't get the shot on target. Now, you notice the batch at 155.55 also came to the same spot. Now, although some Arties do like to do that nowadays because they get the side-by-side working, it actually is worse, because if the enemy light tanks actually do get into the back, it's like a fox in the chicken head hutch, and you get more than one Arty killed at the same time. It's also easier to spot two Arties when they're firing from the same position than it is when there's only one. So you can counter battery enemy Arty if they do that. The Object 268, the Bobject, went around the corner. He's badly damaged that 7032, who's probably going to die. The Bobject's totally ignoring the 703. He went after our teammate, the next teammate. And we've lost our 703 but he was killed by the IS-3. And he's now taken a big hit. And these guys are in sight of our teammates, so there's a possibility we're going to get stun assist. We've already got some of the 268 version 4. Now, if he didn't have the communications expert skill, if he did have it, it would be operational now. It doesn't look like he does have it. That would boost his crew skills. So it's well worth carrying that skill if you've got the ability. In fact, I would say that's a plus for all Arties, because you get huge amounts of stun assist. Well, the IS-3 went down, and we got 570 stun assist off that one. Remember, assistance is actually going to increase your mastery at the end of the game. So the more assists you can get, the better the mastery. It's well worth it. Now, there's a lot of Arties will go to the corner A1. There's another reason why you shouldn't go there as well, because you might have to go on the move. If the enemy manages to make it through the magic forest and comes around and they circle around you, they could get into the rear and do a lot of damage. Well, of the enemy tanks at the moment, the ones that could get around will be the Alembic. Oh, that was good. That's the Conway. So that's the first kill for Warthog. But the worry is they've got to watch out for that Alembic or the T-32. Well, the T-32, and there's a Lorraine 40 ton. I've noticed he's actually taken damage though. But you're looking for fast-moving tanks that could actually get behind our guys. And the Alembic's not in sight, so he could be one of the ones who's going to make an end run around. And so I'd say get closer to your teammates so they can provide support for you if you need it. You managed to put that shell next to the Grom for 254. Oh, he got completely wiped out by the next shot. We didn't have any stun assists off that one either. Now, it does help also to use the non-stun HE under the right circumstances. 1100 alpha, 65mm pen, but you have to get the shell a lot closer. That was close. A lot of these tanks using up their health to their first aid kits to get rid of the stun the moment they do get stunned, just in case they need to shoot and reload. Well, that Type 71 is not going to be able to do the same thing again if he's already used up his first aid, but he's more than likely going to pull back again. Here we go, rounds out. Now he's been tracked and he's been stunned. He can't get rid of the stun, and now we're going to pick up the stun assist, and we did, but it was only 91 by that point. We still haven't found that Alembic, and so it would be a very good idea for both Arty players to head south immediately, because wherever they are, they're not going to do any good to us once they do get round us. There's the T-32. He's too slow to actually get to our side. And he's gone. And we did get stun assist off that one. 420. And there's both of the enemy Arties. And that's the batch at 155-55 shooting in. Now we might be able to pick up the kill here if he stays in the same area. There's the Alembic. And he's actually in midfield. So he could do an end run around our guys to go out and kill the RT, pick up a medal before the end of the game. Thankfully, he's not trying to do that. In fact, it looks like he's trying to defend his teammates. And he's gone. Which means now there's only one enemy left. It's the Gorilla 15. And it's Gorilla versus Gorilla right at the other end of the map. And our one just took a huge hit, but the enemy one died just like that, straight shot. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Warthog DK of the Fun F clan in the M53 M55. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11 in that game. And he also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. As you know, hitting more of the enemy is really a case of helping all your teammates to defeat the enemy, because the more of the enemy that you touch, the more likely it's going to have an effect at lowering their hit points, keeping them the enemy docile, whilst your teammates get the kills. Anyways, win 8 on that one, 2,890, which is Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. The highest damage in that game went to the Jagdpanzer E100, who managed to get the high caliber and 5,017 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team with 3,724. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the M57 with 3,678. And we can see Warthog got 2,674, but he was also beaten by the Crom on the enemy team. So effectively, he was actually in 5th place because there was 3 on the enemy team beat him, 1 on his own team. That means he's 5th. But, of course, he did get a Confederate out of this game as well, and it does help. That medal really means a lot. It's just showering the enemy with Arty love all day long. When it came to kills, though, you can see the top scorer was the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team. He got 4 kills. 3 kills went to the XM57, 2 kills went to the Jagdpanzer E100, and our Gorilla 15, and the Shure Murat. And on the enemy team, the XM57 and the M53, M55 on the enemy team got 2 kills as well. When it came to base XP, yep, it's Warthog. He did it. 1,081. He was the only one to get over 1,000 base in the game. The next highest was the Wizzy 114, who got 912, followed by the XM57 with 860. So how did Warthog manage to get such a high base XP? Well, we'll find out. He only fired 12 rounds, but he got 2 direct hits, no penetrations, but 18 splashes. So he was very active on splashing the enemy and getting more than 1 tank hit at the same time off 12 hits. So yes, he was hitting multiples. 2,674 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 1. So very similar to Talon in his previous game, where he got 9 and 1 as well. 1,816 of stun assist off 17 stuns, and that helped him to get the ace tanker. The more stun assists you can get by aiming at tanks that are inside of your teammates so they can then hit them. Whilst they're stunned, they're slow, they're vulnerable, and you can then get shots in to actually get the stun assist. He also earned 49,547 credits from that game. And on top of that, he took away 8,920 experience points because he got 6,488 from mission completion. So another good game by Warthog DK, another ace tanker, which I'm sure he's happy about. It's always a good combination if you get ace tanker, bruiser, and Confederate. Nicer when you can get more medals, but obviously if you get the Confederate, you know you've helped your team to win the game. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give this video a like. And thank you for watching.